For example, let's say that your daughter is wanting to do something. What's something that she does that you don't want her to do?
There's a few.
Just pick the one that bothers you the most.
She's currently dating someone. I know her. Which she actually told me that
all right, we get it.
The characteristics that he has, she really didn't want it at the beginning, but she gave him a chance. That's one of the things.
All right, so from her own mouth, she has acknowledged that this is not the person that she really wants to be with.
Correct.
But she has decided that she's going to be with him anyway, at least for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
At least for now. So from your point of view, she is demonstrating to you not good judgment. So what you are attempting to do is to help her find the path of least resistance by explaining things to her that only life will teach her, by explaining things to her that you're not really even demonstrating 100% of the time, by trying to use words, by trying to use control, by trying to somehow wrestle to the ground her point of resistance, her path of least resistance. And what we want you to feel with this is how hard that is, you know, because you've been trying it. And it's ended up causing problems between you and your partner too. Now, let's just think about what the path of least resistance is for you. So the path of least resistance for you isn't about anybody else's behavior, it's about your alignment. So we're just going to ask some questions of you. Now we have this basis laid here, and you tell us what feels like the path of least resistance to you. So barricading her in her room, does that feel like, we'll give you choices. Barricading her in her room or letting her come and go as she pleases, what feels like the path of least resistance?
Letting her go.
Telling her everything you know about relationships, or allowing her time to have some experiences, which feels like the path of least resistance?
Allowing her to.
We're still a bit more in the action part of it than we mean to be, but it's sort of where you are, and you have to start wherever you are. You can't just jump to a new place. Get her mother to see your point of view, or give it a rest.
Give it a rest. Yeah.
Take this young man aside and lay down the rules to him, or realize that, like your daughter, he's not having that much of you either.
Yeah, the second one, yeah.
Worrying about your daughter or trusting your daughter, what's the path of least resistance?
Trusting her.
Anticipating things going terribly wrong, or giving her credit for having some sensibility, what's the path of least resistance?
Giving her credit. Yeah.
That smoothed out pretty well, isn't it? So now let's take it further. Let's see how much resistance actually did dissipate. She is the creator of her own reality. I am the creator of her own reality.
She is the creator of her own reality.
In order to get good at something, you practice it not at all, or you practice it every day.
Practice it every day.
She will come into her knowing with me watching every step she takes, or with me stepping back and trusting that she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, by stepping back.
I have an inner being, my daughter does not. My daughter has an inner being. My desire is to do what I can to help her feel her own guidance, or do what I can to be her guidance.
No, allow her to be her own guidance.
Do what I can to encourage her guidance. I encourage her guidance through trust or skepticism. I encourage her alignment through positive expectation or fear-based thought.
Positive expectation.
We're going to play with you. Her mother has good instinct about this. Her mother has bad instinct about this. This isn't about me being right or her mother being right. This is about both of us wanting her to stand in a place of her own guidance. More questions? Her mother or I expect to be with her in every decision she makes forevermore. She's on her own and has been for a while about the majority of the decisions she makes. It's natural that she make her own decisions. It's natural that she is her own point of attraction. It's natural that she follow her own instincts. It's natural that she has some contrast in her own life that helps her to identify what she wants. It's natural that she knows some of what she doesn't want so that she knows some of what she does want. It's natural that she has created her own vortex. It's natural that she's created her own vibrational reality. It's natural that her own inner being knows who she is. It's natural that her own inner being knows who she is and loves her. It's natural that her inner being is calling her toward what she is wanting. I want her to be called by her own inner being more than by me. I trust her inner being more than I trust me. Her inner being 100% of the time is in her vortex, calling her toward what she wants. Sometimes I'm not in my vortex. When I lay down the law, I'm often out of alignment. It's right for her to listen to something that's coming forth from within rather than something that is being demanded of her. Her instincts are on target. I don't have to worry about her. I do have to worry about her. What's the path of least resistance?
Don't worry about her. Yeah.
I want her to find her way. I want to lead her every step of the way. These are really interesting questions because a lot of parents want to believe that they know what's right and they want to lead their children every step of the way. And yet in their negative emotion, they could not be more insecure. You see what we're getting at? It's been a really good conversation. So do you think that what we're talking about in all of the hours that we spend together over all of the years that we've been playing with so many of you, do you think that it is our desire that you finally figure it out and get it right? Or do you think that life continues to expand, you continue to stand in new places, and it's the new places that give birth to the new desires? If you had intended to just hold tight to what you were, you would not have come forth into a leading edge environment that is causing expansion. And if we had intended to just hold tight, we wouldn't be part of this co-creative process either. In other words, you can't get it wrong and you never get it done. None of us ever get it wrong or ever get it done because expansion is continuing to be. More questions. What's more fun, to stand in stagnation or to reach for the new?
Reach for the new.
What's more fun, to know every single thing about every single thing or to not know some things and to be reaching into the new adventure?
Not know all the things.
How fresh and wonderful it must feel to be your daughter with all of this beautiful life out ahead of her, just beginning to discover her own freedom and the universe's response to the vibration that she emanates. How wonderful it must feel to anyone standing in physical form to have a dad or a mom or both standing in complete belief in their ability to guide their own life. How far does that go in helping them to find alignment with who they really are? We don't want your daughter to need your approval, and she's demonstrating the same to you. She doesn't want you to think that she needs your approval either. What we wish for all of you is that you get out of everybody's business and that you follow your path of least resistance, because here's the truth of all truths. There is so much in your vortex about your daughter. It's all about her well-being. It's all about her thriving. It's all about her brilliance. It's all about her happily ever after. It's all about all of the things that you wish. She is in your vortex. And when you take your attention from the conditions that she is presenting and you put your attention upon your vortex and how it feels to align with it, then everything that you wish for her will be emanating from you vibrationally, and that is the best that you can do for anyone, you see. Yeah. And it's a lot. It's not hiding your head in the sand. It's not ignoring. It's not being a bad parent. It's being a parent who is guided from infinite intelligence. It's a parent that's joining forces with the source within her. It's a parent who is calling her toward who she really is. It's a parent who believes in her, who trusts her, who is watching for evidence of her alignment. That kind of parenting will breathe life into you too, you see. There are so many parents that talk about those teenage years and the toll it takes on them. And we say, you're taking the toll on yourself and using them as your excuse. You're using your children as your excuse to not be in alignment with who you are, you see. And one excuse is as good as another, but all of them feel awful, don't they?
Sure do.
Yeah. Enough?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.